मानो मैंने आवाज
इसका कोई शुरू
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Students of final year, lecture from orthopedic days. Lecture from orthopedic days. We will discuss about fractures. We will deliver total 8 lectures. In what fractures, general principles of the fractures, complications, their management, and then upper limb fractures, lower limb fractures, infections, tumors, deformities. All these lectures we will discuss today. General principles of the fractures and investigations. Last week we also discussed general principles, and we will refresh again, and we will focus on investigations related to orthopedics. So, in your mind, or anyone can ask that what is orthopedics? Ortho means straightening or alignment, and peds Latin word. Ortho means straightening or alignment, and peds means pediatrics, means straightening or alignment of the fractures in children. Latin word. But nowadays, any age group can be treated in orthopedics. In orthopedics, mostly the involvement is of fractures of the limbs, fractures of the bones, and then dislocations. Dislocation occurs, you know, while dislocation occurs in joints and fractures in the bones. So fractures of the upper limb and lower limb. If there is fracture of the skull, that will be referred to neurosurgeon. If there is fracture of the mandible, that will be referred to dental. If there is nasal bone fracture, referred to ENT. If there is orbital fracture, so eye surgeon. If there is ribs fracture, if there is ribs fracture, that will be dealt by general surgeon. Spine fracture by neurosurgeon. Okay. So fractures and dislocations of the limbs, that is related to the orthopedics. And also in orthopedics, mostly traumatic accidents and injuries to the nerves, tendons, vessels, bones, muscles, joints. In orthopedic, also deformities can be treated, congenital deformities, acquired deformities. Okay, we have discussed already. And orthopedic consists of mostly fractures and dislocations and other topics such as infections called as osteomyelitis, bony tumors, benign, malignant, arthritis, septic arthritis, gouty arthritis, RA, degenerative disorders according to age, and then metabolic disorders, rickets, osteomalacia, osteoporosis. These are also dealt in orthopedics because if deformities develop, if fracture, pathological fractures develop, okay, and then muscular injury, and then miscellaneous. So, in your mind, you have to conclude that what is orthopedics. Orthopedics not only fractures but also the structures that are moving the joints. Surgical field consists of not only fractures but also dealing with fractures moving the joints. So musculoskeletal structures also this this is surgical field in which not only fractures, no vesicle. People say that only fracture cases of fractures are dealing in orthopedics. No, no. The fractures, the dislocations, and then other diseases, disorders, age factors, metabolic disorders, all these are the deal in orthopedics. So, sample of orthopedics, broken plant supported by spleen. This is a sample of the orthopedics. What is fracture? Discontinuity in the bone saliva, discontinuity in the bone. There are types of the fractures. Closed fractures, open fractures, second, third slide. Closed fracture, skin is intact. Open fracture, when there is communication with the fracture site. The bone becomes visible. And The open fractures depends classification depends upon the size of the wood. How much there is wood? 2 centimeter, 1 centimeter, 5 centimeter, 10 centimeter. So it depends upon the size of the wood. Depends upon the exposure of the bone. Depends upon the periosteum damage. Depends upon the vascular compromise. The classification based on the size, on the exposure, on the vascular involvement. Okay. And then what is the dislocation? Complete apartness, complete apartness of the articulating surfaces. Complete apartness. If there is some contact between the articulating surfaces, then that is called a subluxation. If there is ligament injury, that is called a sprain. If there is muscle injury, that is called a sprain. So, how fracture occurs? What are the causes of fracture? Direct injury, indirect injury. Direct injury, injury by hammer, direct fall on the elbow, resulting in molecular fracture. Indirect injury, twisting injury on the ice, and then stress fracture and the second metatarsal, prolonged extended pathological fracture due to malignancy, and in humerus, such as metabolic disorders such as osteoporosis. So these are the causes of fractures. Injuries, direct, indirect, prolonged extending, then humerus condition, then metabolic disorders. All these can cause fractures. Patterns of fracture may be incomplete fracture, may be complete fracture in the first line, fracture of the scaphoid, one cortex fracture, and other complete fracture. Okay, the patterns of fracture and down, that is green stick fracture, one cortex fracture, and on the other side, segmented mediastem segmented. So the patterns of fracture may be incomplete, complete. Patterns of fracture may be double fracture, segmental fracture, and sequence. The patterns of fracture, third slide, transverse fracture. What is transverse fracture? Anyone can ask about transverse fracture. How can I define what is transverse fracture? Transverse fracture means the along the longitudinal axis of the bone. There is formation of angle 90 degree. Formation of angle at 90 degree to the long axis of the bone. That is called transverse. If there is no any 90-degree angle, if angle formation more than 30 degree, that will be called as oblique fracture. And if fracture twists around the long bone, that is called as spiral fracture. So these are different patterns of fractures. Comminuted fracture, more than 3 or 4 pieces. Segmental fracture, fracture at 2 places in the same bone. That is called as double fracture or segmental fracture. Okay. Impacted fracture, see femoral hip, impacted fracture. Fracture neck of the femur, undisplaced and impacted and displaced. There is another pattern such as compression fracture. Compression fracture due to fall on the ground. Vertebral collapse occurs. Calcaneum fracture occurs. This is called compression fracture. Friction injuries such as friction injury where the tendons are attached. Friction can occur. Eversion can occur. Such as eversion at the base of the metatarsal. Peroneus fascia. Eversion at the tibia tuberosity. Tibia tuberosity. Where the tendon quadriceps femoris is attached. Eversion of the superior pole of the patella, eversion of the lesser trochanter, where the use of the cerebellum, eversion fracture. Gamekeeper's thumb, there is ligament injury plus eversion of the piece of the metacarpal or proximal phalanx piece. Depressed fracture, fracture of the skull, when any heavy object fall on the skull. And intra-articular fracture, fracture involving the joint. Okay. Fracture dislocation, shoulder, Fracture of the proximal humerus and also dislocation at the shoulder joint. This is called fracture dislocation. Complicated fracture, fracture of the supracondylar, fracture of the humerus, and even the brachial artery may be thin, may be compressed. So distal vascular flow will be damaged. This is called complicated fracture. Most common injury, supracondylar fracture occurs in children, history of fall on the ground, and resulting in supracondylar fracture of the humerus, and the artery may be compressed. This is called complex fracture or complicated fracture. Different levels of the uh, different levels in the bone. Epiphyseal plate, metaphyseal, diaphyseal. Okay. Different levels of the fractures we will discuss later on other lectures such as Polish fracture, fracture of the distal radius which is 2.5 centimeter of the spine. So these are the other displacement of the fracture. Displacement of the fracture. It's like lower down slide. The displacement is described in distal fragment. Distal fragment is displaced posteriorly, laterally, anteriorly. Means there is displacement of the fracture or fracture. You can describe the fracture displaced posteriorly. You decide displaced posteriorly because distal fragment of fracture goes in which direction it is displacement of the fracture. The fracture can be angulated, angulation and dislocation side. So, in case of fracture treatment, the displacement, angulation 10 degree is acceptable. But the rotation, any degree of rotation is not acceptable. Angulation 5 to 10 degrees is acceptable. Rotation is not acceptable. This question usually asked in DCT question. That is the rotation, how much rotation is acceptable. Rotation is not acceptable. Lower slides, open fracture, fracture is spike coming from the wound and perios can be lifted up. Different levels, Gustilo classification. Classification is Gustilo classification. 10.2 type 1. Then type 2, wound size is increased. Wound size is increased. Contamination by debris, mud, grass, any other foreign bodies, and then areas can be lifted up. Vestibular supply is interrupted. How you diagnose the fractures? Very easy to diagnose fracture. Then other disease. Fracture diagnosis by history. History of car, history of accident, history of bike, bike, okay. Accident injuries, sport injuries. Usually ankle sprain can occur. Usually dislocation of the hip, any joint, dislocation of the hip, knee, shoulder due to sports injury. Fracture by fall from the height, by fall from the mountain, fall from the roof, by fall from the building. Okay. So fracture can occur in the spine. Patient may complain of breakage. If there is history of fall, then you can do X-ray of the spine, also number spine, later. So diagnosis of the fracture is very much evident from the history. Patient will give history of accident, patient will give history of sport injuries or fall or any pathology. Very minute injury or no any injury and fracture occurs arm and quite due to pathology. Due to osteoporosis, fracture of the neck of the femur common. Due to pathology, due to humerus collections, in children due to cystic lesions in the bone. Cystic lesion, bone cyst, in children mostly occur in the area of metaphyseal. DCT question, where bone cyst is common. Bone cyst is common in the metaphyseal area of the bone. Metaphyseal, whereas joint cell tumor is common in the joint near the joint distal part. So by history, diagnosis of the fracture is evident, and you will then you will do the clinical examination. On inspection, you can see the deformity of the limb. In case of fracture, IT fracture, intertrochanteric fracture, the Limb is deviated. Limb may become short, means one can see from the patient that limb is short or limb is internally rotated, means dislocation, adduction, flexion of the knee, that is posture of the hip dislocation, or fracture of the IT, limb is short, limb is externally rotated, or fracture of the figure, there may be obvious swelling, there may be presence of the bone, blood, oozing blood, active blood, bleeding. So, in case of nerve injury, brachial nerve injury, there may be wrist trauma. Wrist trauma means one can say that there is brachial nerve injury. There is ulnar class means ulnar nerve injury. Okay. Pointing index, that is median nerve injury. So on examination, the fracture can be diagnosed the neurological examination. Foot drop in case of sciatic nerve injury. Patient comes to you with foot drop, means there is involvement of the sciatic nerve. You can then assess the spine and the other aspects of neurological. Then you can diagnose fractures by radiography. Radiography. We will discuss different causes of the fracture, swelling, position of the limb second, if sun rotated, is there is fracture of IT. If hip is dislocated, riser on seat, hip is dislocated, and that is a fracture of the femur. Different lacerations, punctures, swelling, deformities, all these are the diagnostic points of the fractures. If there is ischemia, means the hand may become cold, foot may become cold due to compression of the vascular injuries. Okay. There will be tenderness. There will be tenderness at the fracture site. And the diagnostic point is the crepitus at the fracture site. If you will move at the fracture site, there will be palpation of the crepitus. That is the diagnostic point of the fractures. Okay. And then these are the different radiological reals, how X-ray is done by endocrinological spectral and causes of accident, indirect trauma, open injuries. Some slides previously also discussed transverse fracture of the tibia, that is elbow dislocation, crush injuries of the forearm, fracture dislocation of the shoulder, that is segmental fracture, double fracture, deep fracture of the radius ulna, then friction injury, fracture of the fifth metatarsal base, compression fracture at the fifth, at the lumbar vertebrae fracture across the femur, fracture dislocation of the ankle. Okay. So there are different types of epiphysis, pressure epiphysis at the level of the joints, and traction epiphysis, where the insertion of tendon, traction epiphysis, gluteus, greater trochanter, insertion of gluteus, lesser trochanter, insertion of iliopsoas. So the bone grows longitudinally by the pressure epiphysis, and bone grows circumferentially. How bone growth occurs circumferentially by various areas. All these discussed, and this last slide is the growth plate injury. Growth plate injury type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are more important for the post-medial growth plate injuries. Stages of bone healing. Stages of when fracture occurs, there is splitting of the muscles, skin, bone fracture occurs, hematoma formation. These are the stages of the bone healing. Hematoma formation, then soft callus formation occurs in the few weeks, and cells or vessels appear proliferate, and then hard callus formation in few months, and then remodeling in few years. So the numerical classification of the fractures, numerical classification according to the number, numerous table 1, reduction of 2, then fever 3, then tibia fibula 4. So all these again divided into three parts, A, B, C. So already discussed gastrilo classification depending upon the size of the tooth and then opening of the wound, evident visceral insufficiency, grade 1, 2, 3, and 3 disease. Today, we will maximum focus on investigations related to orthopedics. So, radiological investigations and hematological investigations. Radiological by plain radiograph and or radiograph can be done by contrast medium. Plain radiographs. Plain radiographs, there is a rule of two. Rule of two. Rule of two. Okay. Rule of two. There is a rule of two for X-ray. Rule of two. Anyone can be asked this confirmation. But rule of two radiograph. X-ray is a common name of radiograph. Radiograph is particular name usually discussed by medical staff or doctors or students. And a villager can say X-ray. So radiograph, there rule of two. Rule of two. What is rule of two? Means two views, anterior posterior and lateral view. Two views, anterior posterior and lateral view. And two joints. The anterior posterior lateral view. You see this radiograph, anterior posterior fracture is not so evident. And lateral, the oblique fracture becomes more much evident. So two views are important and two joints are also important. Proximal joint, distal joint, two limbs such as elbow injury in children. So to compare or to diagnose the fracture, you can do X-ray of the other side also. Where there is we suspect about fracture. In elbow injuries, mostly growth plate injuries. Growth plate injury occurs and these can mimic fractures. So, much more diagnosis, accurate diagnosis, you can do the X-ray of the normal side. Two ribs and two OKLs, such as fracture of the scaphoid. On the day one, not so obvious, and after 3 days, the fracture site becomes obvious. Why this occurs? On the first day, the fracture not so important, not so clear. After first week, the fracture becomes clear because there is a decalcification at the fracture site. The fracture becomes much more obvious. So rule of two in radiography means two views, two joints, proximal and distal, and two limbs, and then two OPM. How to read an X-ray? This is a critical thing. You will be guided in wards as well as an operation theater. And how to read an X-ray? The patient is important. On the radiograph, name of the patient is important. Name of the patient. You must confirm that the related X-ray of this patient, name of the patient, and then you can read the X-ray from soft tissue or from bone. In soft tissue, you can see the shape of the bone. The shape of the soft tissue is the density of the soft tissue is shape of the soft tissue is wasted or swollen. Shape of the soft tissue is wasted or swollen. Wastage occurs in chronic diseases, wastage occurs in neurological disorders, or swollen mass appearance in infections, in malignancies. Okay. Soft tissue shadow, you can say soft tissue shadow, the shape is massive spread or wastage mass. Okay. Then density of the soft tissue. Soft tissue density is increased or decreased. Okay. Then comes to the bones shape and density again. If density is increased, that is called as sclerotic bone. Sclerotic bone. If density is decreased, that is radiolucent. Radiolucent density is decreased. That occurs in osteoporotic lesions, in multiple lytic lesions, the density is decreased. Density is increased in case of chronic infections, density may become increased. Then shape of the bones. Shape of the bones may be altered The altered shape of the bones may be unilateral, may be bilateral. So we will see further slides how the shape of the bones change and how it is important. Unilateral affection of the shape of the bones may occur in fractures, may occur in certain diseases, may occur in metabolic disorders, and bilateral affection of the bones occurs in case of rickets, in case of osteogenesis imperfecta. Okay, how to read it, etc. So there may be calcification in the soft tissue. Soft tissue shadow, you must read soft tissue and then calcification in the soft tissue. In the shoulder, the supraspinatus tendon may be calcified. This sign is called radiological sign is called toothpaste sign. Toothpaste sign. And there is calcification in the quadriceps femoris tendon, suprapatellar, due to friction, due to massage, calcification can occur. And these signs become evident radiologically. These are the important signs you can assess radiologically in orthopedics that there may be calcification in the soft tissues or there may be the density of the bones increased or decreased. Okay. So the different structures, different shapes of the bones occur through unilateral affection due to fracture, non-united fracture, due to certain diseases, okay, due to infection. This D-slide is congenital disorder called a pseudarthrosis of the tibia. There is fracture of the distal tibia in the infants. Pseudarthrosis and formation of false joint at the level. So radiologically, how much important is radiology? When United fractions, certain diseases, okay, and then pseudarthrosis and malignancy, the cortex is thickened, medullary cavity is filled. Then bilateral affection of the bones. Bilateral affection of the bones, such as like rickets, bilateral affection, okay, and in osteogenesis imperfecta, multiple deformities, multiple skeletal deformities occur in osteogenesis imperfecta, congenital disorder. Congenital disorder. Periostem, you can read the periostem radiological. The elevation of the periostem can occur in the fractures, trauma, can occur in infection, can occur in the malignancy. So these slides, fracture, okay, infection, then malignancy, then Codman's triangle formation. Codman's triangle formation occurs in case of malignancy. Codman's triangle, elevation of the periosteum and then formation of angle on cortex. So all these things become evident radiologically. So radiograph how much important in orthopedics. You can assess many things. So you can read the joint also through radiology, shape of the joints that maybe osteoarthritis, maybe osteoarthritis, maybe unilateral, maybe bilateral, maybe joint space decrease due to infection, maybe avian in the femoral head, the joint damage, so density is decreased. So you can read X-ray or radiology starting from the soft tissue, starting from the soft tissue, then bones, and then joints. Okay, you can assess. X-ray using contrast medium. These are plain X-rays and now contrast medium. Contrast medium. Iodine-based liquids and non-iodine. Iodine-based liquids, these are injected in the sinuses. Chronic vasculitis, sinus, you can inject in the sinus. Medium is injected to see the depth of infection, to see the depth of infection in the chronic vasculitis, and then joints you can inject, and also spinal theta myelography. Then you can also inject ARRBs can also be injected. So non-ionic iodide, metrizamide also injected in certain cases. So contrast medium in case in orthopedic, most common use of contrast medium is sinography or arthrography. Sinography through the sinus, you can inject arthrography in the joint. So X-rays using contrast medium. X-rays using contrast media such as iodine-based liquid. Iodine-based liquid, iodine-based liquid you can inject where? In the sinuses, in orthopedic, in the sinuses. In case of chronic osteomyelitis, you see a sinus, discharging sinus, and you want to diagnose much and more. You can inject the iodine-based liquid or contrast medium you can inject in the sinuses, and then radiologically you can assess the infection, level of infection, that whole bone is affected or bone is not affected in the soft tissue. Okay. Then you can also inject in the spinal canal, spinal theta, that is called as myelography for the disc prolapse, okay, for the Beckett cases, okay. So radiography you can do in this way. Nowadays MRI also important, but through contrast medium, through myelography, you can also reach diagnosis that disc is prolapsed or not, or there is any block in the spinal canal. You can diagnose the case of leaking. Here or this can also be injected. Non-ionic iodide, metrizamide. Metrizamide, non-ionic, non-ionic, non-ionic iodide. Metrizamide can also be injected. So X-rays using contrast media, sinography. In case of chronic osteomyelitis, sinography. In case of arthrography, you can inject the medium in the joints. That in case of loose bodies you can diagnose by injecting medium in the joints. In the soft tissue tears, you can also diagnose. In the case of avian, avascular necrosis, you can also diagnose by this. And loosening of prosthesis, loosening of the prosthesis, loosening of the prosthesis, and myelography. In case of myelography, in case of disc prolapse, or the diagnosis of low back pain, low back pain. So stop share for it. So X-rays using contrast media, sinography, arthrography, myelography, all these are radiological investigations in orthopedic. In case of hip joint, you can see the joint space, joint space. You can observe the femoral head cartilage. Okay, you can observe the density is increased in case of femoral head, and the joint space is narrowing. You can see joint space totally narrowed and femoral head totally collapsed, and the operative procedure is called as total hip replacement. In case of spinal theta, you can inject contrast medium, and you can see that there is blockage in the spinal cord, blockage. You can diagnose. And disc degeneration, you can also see disc degeneration in the spine, in the vertebral body. And in case of in case of knee joint, there is herniation of the synovial fillet, herniation of the synovial, herniation of the synovial fillet, herniation of the synovial. There are other radiological investigations such as CT, computed tomography, CT scan, produces. So what is the difference between CT and CT scan and bone scan? One is CT scan and one is bone scan. CT scan images are through selected tissue plates, selected CT of the pelvis, CT of the hip, while bone scan, total body bone scan. That is done at atomic energy centers, total body bone. That is called as bone scan. Total skeleton is seen. And in case of CT scan, images through selected tissue plate. Anatomical planes also expose much more that are never viewed in plain X-rays. Size and shape of the bone and soft tissue also is an assessment of the tumor size, disparate spinal disorders, pelvic lesions, intra-articular fractures, joint fracture, intra-articular fracture. These are in better way assessed or diagnosed by CT scan. If there is hip fracture, we advise also by CT, CT of the hip joint or CT of the pelvis for much more elaboration of the fracture site. The radiology in orthopedic CT role for intra-articular fractures for pelvic fractures for spinal disorders, assessment of the tumor size, spread, CT guided procedures, tumor biopsy can be done by CT guided computer linked CT to design customized implants. There's formation of the implants after amputation customized according to measurement. How much there is loss according to measurement, customized implants are first. Disadvantages of CT: high radiation exposure. Disadvantages of CT: high radiation exposure. And types of CT scans: intravascular, intraarticular, intrathecal, magnetic resonance imaging, MRI. MRI containing abundant heterogeneous gases, say cancellous bone, marrow. So these produce brightest images, and those contain little heterogeneity, such as bone, cortical, ligament, tendon. They appear black. See, in case of MRI, the some areas are black. Why? Because a little heterogeneity in cortical bone, ligament, tendon, ear, these appear black. MRI shows anatomical pictures as well as physiological characteristics of the tissue. Indications of MRI for diagnosis of bone ischemia. Bone ischemia by MRI कराया इसमें when there is suspect of AVN, avascular necrosis. So diagnosis of bone ischemia. Backache for the diagnosis of the backache MRI. जो any village patient, he himself say demand for doing MRI. So MRI is much more diagnostic for backache. Okay, then spinal disorders, and then cartilage and ligament injuries, rotator cuff tear, shoulder joint injuries. In these injuries, the MRI role is much more important. Contraindications of MRI: intracerebral aneurysm, epilepsy, कोई भी foreign body, epileptic form में हो, foreign body हो, hearing aid हो, cardiac pacemaker हो, automatic defibrillator. So all these are contraindications. Penile process, orthopedic metallic devices. Orthopedic patients mostly in which fixators, plates, screws are fixed. Avoid for MRI. That is the contraindication for MRI. Orthopedic metallic devices are the contraindication. First and second trimester of pregnancy, contraindication for MRI. So black and white shadows. Black shadows where gases were heterogeneous. Okay, disc, disc and then source area, how much that is obvious. Ultrasound and orthopedic high frequency sound waves penetrate several centimeters into the soft tissue. Ultrasound. So diagnostic for cystic hidden lesions such as hematoma, abscess, popliteal cyst, arterial aneurysms. Ultrasound. Most frequently used in DDH, developmental dysplasia of the congenital deformity, and mostly diagnosis by ultrasound. The bone scan. First CT scan. This is bone scan. That is done in some gamma camera. Isotope used, technician, different isotopes are used, and these are injected IV, and then first X-ray total body, and then after 4 hours X-ray is done. So isotope used, technician 99M, hydroxymethylene diphosphonate, injected IV, two phases, slow phase, delayed phase. So indications of bone scan: if there is a stress fracture, if there is small bone abscess, osteoid osteoma, loosening or infection. In case of infection, bone scan. In case of ischemia, bone scan. Early detection of bone metastasis. Bone metastasis, early detection by bone scan. Because total body skeleton, bone scan is done. So early detection of bone metastasis is very much important. Other also isotopes can be used, such as technetium labeled sulfur colloid, gallium 67, indium triple one labeled leukocytes. अच्छा, hematological investigations non-specific such as anemia, leukocytosis, increased ESR, C-reactive protein. Anemia, most patients pronounced as HB decreased, okay, leukocytosis due to infection, increased leukocytosis, increased ESR occurs in case of infection, C-reactive proteins in case of chronic infections, then gamma globulins, okay, R effector, hematological affections, then HLA-B27 in case of ankylosing spondylitis, investigation, radiological, then bond-related investigations, calcium phosphate, alkaline phosphatase. So alkaline phosphatase, then calcium phosphate, also these are. Synovial fluid analyze. You can aspirate synovial fluid from the joint. Normally, synovial fluid is clear yellow. Clear yellow. Okay. If there is septic arthritis, that becomes purulent and glucose is low. Bacteria are present. In case of tuberculous synovitis, the synovial synovial fluid may be turbid. And in case of rheumatoid arthritis, synovial fluid looks cloudy. In case of gout, cloudy. Okay. So pyrophosphates, often urate crystals, these are present in gout. So synovial fluid examination, you can demand from the lab synovial fluid DR. Color of the, you can see from the color of the synovial fluid. Normally clear yellow. Septic arthritis, purulent, tuberculous, turbid, and then cloudy. Anyway, okay, you can do bone biopsy in case of orthopedic investigation. Bone biopsy can be done closed and open. Closed biopsy by true cut method or fine needle aspiration. Fine needle aspiration. These are the closed methods. And in case of open, and in case of open, incisional biopsy or excisional biopsy. Incisional biopsy, you can take piece of tissue, okay, and then excisional biopsy, total excision of the bone biopsy. You know, you know, then other investigate. He will analyze uh, sorry that my photo was not in front of you. Camera was off. Sorry. We are discussing investigations related to orthopedics. And orthopedics, radiological investigations, as well as hematological investigation. Radiological, X-rays means radiographs. Then you can advise CT, MRI, ultrasound. These are the radiological investigations. Then hematological investigations, such as hematological CPESR, okay. Then other baseline investigation. Then specific investigations such as calcium, alkaline phosphate test, calcium phosphate. Then other investigations related to certain disorders such as R factor. Okay, in case of ankylosing spondylitis, HLA-B27, HLA-B27. All these are the related investigation. Bone bone biopsy is also called an investigation in case of orthopedics. And how you will perform biopsy, you will be discussed in operation theater that how we perform biopsy procedure. The tissues taken for biopsy, these are stored in saline and then sent to laboratory for histopathological report. And also these are stored in uh, saline. Okay. And then other investigations such as arthroscopy to realize the joint. How you will realize the joint by diagnostic and therapeutic or diagnostic and therapeutic. To diagnose intra-articular lesion, arthroscopy can be done. To diagnose loose bodies, to diagnose AVN, to diagnose any cause of pain. So any joint pathology, these are the indicators. Contraindications, joint sepsis, the infection, you can't do arthroscopy. If there is ankylosis, joint is stiff, you can't do arthroscopy. Complications, heme arthrosis can occur, an infection, joint stiffness, also can occur. Other investigation such as for neurological nerve conduction studies and electromyography (EMG), nerve conduction studies and electromyography (EMG). All these are the related investigations in orthopedics. क्वेश्चन वगैरह जो है सेक्शन
तो वो पूछो तो स्टूडेंट्स को हम क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहेंगे अगर वो
में मिलता कौन है ना
अगर माइक खोलना पड़े क्या सुनेंगे रिकॉर्डिंग तो बंद कर लेक्चर पूरा थी
पूरा